Hi guys, my name is Megan and I am going to be talking today about Newgrange, which is a prehistoric monument that you can see pictured here on the right. So what actually is Newgrange? Newgrange is a Neolithic monument, is most commonly and most popularly known as a passage tomb. So this is a place where people would bury their dead. It was built dating back to around 3200 BC, and this was actually before the pyramids and Stonehenge were built, so it has been around for a very, very long time. Newgrange is located in County Meath, Ireland, and is currently open to the public for viewing, so tourists can go there and they can tour the inside of the tomb and see the entire monument. So it's a really cool place to go visit, and it's a very, very popular tourist destination in Ireland. We do know that Newgrange was built by a wealthy farming community. So at that time, there is a local community, and they're the ones who kind of came together and created this entire site. The discovery of Newgrange happened in about 1699 by Charles Campbell. He was digging around in the area, and actually he's the one who discovered the entrance to the tomb. However, they didn't actually fully begin excavations on Newgrange until about 1962, and that's when they actually uncovered the complexities of the monument and the passage inside, and discovered the entirety of the tomb itself. And as you can see in the picture here on the right, this was when the excavations were happening at Newgrange. So the materials that Newgrange is made up of are alternating layers of earth and stone, so it's a very, very sturdy material that has lasted a long time throughout the years. There's also grass that grows at the top, and it makes the site appear as if it's just a hill in the landscape, so it looks more like a natural part of the land and not just this huge tomb. You can't actually see the entire passage and tomb inside. So it kind of looks like a natural part of the area, and you wouldn't really realize that there's an entire tomb underneath this hill. There's also a facade of flattish white quartz stones at intervals with large rounded cobbles. And you can see that in the picture here, the quartz stones are all laid out very, very nicely. And it looks like very detailed and a lot of hard work. So the actual layout of the mound is about 250 feet across and 40 feet high. So this is a huge monument and takes up a lot of space. Within the entrance is a passageway and is just less than 60 feet long. And when you walk through this passageway, it ends up leading into the central chamber with this high corbelled vault roof. And off of this central chamber, there are three smaller chambers then. And over the years, the chamber has remained completely watertight, so there is no water damage or any type of damage inside. Basically, the tomb has remained fairly untouched throughout the years, so it's in excellent condition. And you can see on this photo here the layout of the tomb. You can see two different views, so what it would look like from the side, and also the top view that kind of shows the actual layout of the chambers and where they're located. So there are many speculations on purposes of Newgrange, but the most popular one that we know of is that it was used for burial. So this is a tomb where people would go and bury their dead. They found remains inside, and most specifically, they have found burnt remains inside the tomb. So they believe this signifies that they probably burnt their dead back then, or even possibly they were burning their dead for other types of rituals. So we do know that it was used for burial, but there is a lot of speculation and ideas on possible other uses of Newgrange, and that maybe it was used for different celebrations or such like that. In 1967, they actually made a new discovery in the tomb. So every year on December 21st, around winter solstice, the rising sun will shine in through a roof box that is located above the entrance of the tomb. And the sun will shine through that and completely illuminate the passageway, which you can see in this picture here. And they believe this was likely used to mark the start of a new year, as this only happened once every year. So they believed it was an accurate time-telling device, which was built 1,000 years before Stonehenge was around. And this discovery also arose a lot of questions and made people theorize a lot of possibilities on other things that Newgrange could have been used for. So they think maybe they could have used it for celebrations for the end of the year and to celebrate the becoming of a new year, or other types of rituals and such. There's also a lot of folklore around Newgrange and a lot of legends and stories. So we found evidence of, during the medieval period, there are a lot of tales and folklore that people would talk about and tell about Newgrange. So a lot of the locals believe that actual gods, specific Irish gods, lived in and inhabited the site. So the gods actually lived inside of Newgrange, and that was kind of their home in a way. They also believe that Newgrange was imbued with magical properties, so it could produce food and drink, more specifically beer, without end, so unlimited. However, the site kind of became forgotten as Gaelic language, literature, and lore was suppressed under English rule. So as the English kind of were taking over and suppressing all this Gaelic culture, Newgrange kind of got forgotten about, and all the folklore surrounding it was kind of just pushed under the rug, I guess, in a way. So for the overview of Newgrange, Newgrange is one of the most magnificent prehistoric monuments that is still around today. It is in excellent condition, and it's really cool that people can just go there and they can go and actually tour the site and see it because of how well maintained it is. The elaborate design of the site was used for many different purposes, some of which we obviously are still speculating about and don't know about, considering this is still a very new discovery. We haven't had Newgrange and known about Newgrange for very long yet, so there's still a lot to be learned. However, the most famous purpose of Newgrange was it was a burial ground for people to put their bodies in and bury their bodies. But then there was the discovery in 1967 of the sun shining through the passage, so they also now believe it was used as a type of calendar or clock to signify the end of each year. And on top of this, we also have a lot of folklore and legends around Newgrange, believing that there are actual gods that live inside. And although there are all these different theories and infamous stories surrounding Newgrange, there's still a lot we have to learn about this site, and a lot we don't know and are still theorizing. So I really hope we can learn more about this amazing monument and the history behind it, as it's a super interesting place, and the complexity of the entire monument is really, really interesting. And who knows, maybe the legend of the endless amounts of beer is actually true.